All right, so here we go. We got a lot to dissect in this video about Cyberpunk 2077 and yes, even CD Projekt Red themselves. We got a new update about that. But I know a lot of you guys are wondering, hey, Robbie, where in the world is New Game Plus? Well, we have some official words from CD Projekt Red that we're going to go over about New Game Plus that you guys have to know about, because I know a lot of the community is dying for this feature right now. Plus, do you want more romance options in Cyberpunk 2077? Well, do I have the ultimate mod for you? You guys have got to check this out. It adds hundreds of new options in text messages, and it's lore friendly. It's really, really cool. So you're going to want to know about this. And yes, I'm going over your top comments later in the video, so stay tuned for that. But first, we got to talk about this. So have you ever lost your wallet and ended up looking everywhere with absolutely no luck? Well, don't worry, you'll never lose your wallet or phone ever again thanks to Extra. So get this, Extra has this amazing tracker you can place in your wallet. Then you could use the app on your phone that is connected to the tracker in your wallet to find your lost wallet. It's amazing and has saved me so much time looking for my wallet, but you can also press the button on the tracker to, guess what? Find your phone. But you know what? We got to talk about Extra because they are leading the charge in wallet innovation. So let's take a closer look. We'll start out with this one right here, the Parliament wallet. This thing is a beauty, but the feature I love most about it is the quick card access mechanism. Look at how simple this is and how easy it is to pick out your card. I love this feature. Now, this wallet also has a bunch of other slots, so you can store cards, pictures, and yes, even some money. But we also have to talk about the modular bifold, which also has a really cool feature. It's got a lot of space to store your cards, money, and more, but it also has this really cool removable magnetic card holder that reveals even more storage. There's some secret compartments for change or whatever else you're carrying on you, so there's space for absolutely everything. And I love how both wallets use environmentally certified leather. This is top quality stuff from Extra. So if you're interested in checking out Extra wallets, see the description below because they're running all sorts of nice deals right now. And special thank you to Extra for partnering with me on this video. All right, so back to the news. Let's get into the first headline right here. Check it out. It says CD Projekt stock is worth a quarter of what it was before Cyberpunk released. This is a brand new report and it is not good news. So let's dive into this, shall we? It goes on to say this right here. A new report from Business Insider Poland paints a grim picture for CD Projekt. The company's value has cratered by over 75% since just before the launch of Cyberpunk 2077. Now, a business that once boasted a market capitalization of over 40 billion, briefly becoming the most valuable games company in Europe, is now worth less than 10 billion in Polish currency. This is not good news. I was hoping for, some sort of boost to the company after the next gen update for Cyberpunk 2077. But to hear that it even went, down or was worse for the actual stock for CD Projekt Red after the next gen update was pretty surprising to me. So yeah, but currently they are working hard, developing, of course, the expansion for Cyberpunk. That has not changed. We haven't heard any delays or cancellations with that. And then also they are going to be rotating to The Witcher 4. So things could potentially turn around, but my God, they have an uphill battle for sure. Now, the article goes on to say this as well. In the weeks leading up to Cyberpunk's launch, CD Projekt shares were trading, at around 400 each, hitting 443 share only 6 days before the game's release. Now, the story since then has been one of sharp falls and brief plateaus, with CD Projekt shares and market cap halving in value in the first few months of 2021, then almost halving again since the end of March this year. So once again, that's showing how a lot of the updates to Cyberpunk is not influencing their stock currently whatsoever. Furthermore, it says this in simpler terms. This basically means that the reception of Cyberpunk and CD Projekt's subsequent firefighting of the problems has shorn off 5 years of the company's overall value. By the way, I like that term, firefighting. That's how it feels right now, that they're constantly fighting a fire with Cyberpunk and trying to get people back on. Now, personally, I think the game is in very good shape since update 1.5. I'm personally excited for update 1.6 and the expansion. Now, furthermore, it goes on to say this: ever since the launch, the developer has been largely focused on fixing problems with the game, mainly on console, it has to be said, and the multiplayer mode that was once promised is now not happening. Perhaps the most humiliating moment, of course, was Sony removing the game from the PlayStation Store, which of course has returned to the PlayStation Store. But yeah, that was like unheard of. I've never really heard of something like that happening, and it definitely did a number on their reputation for sure. Now we have to talk about this. There is a studio that is definitely taking the top spot for Polish game developers. It goes on to say this: perhaps more galling for CD Projekt is the possibility that they are no longer Poland's biggest game studio. Business Insider Poland draws on some maths done by Pol's Bizneса, a Polish business daily, to suggest that Techland might now be Poland's biggest game company by market cap. The number on this one are pretty fuzzy though. Techland aren't listed on a stock exchange, so Pol's Biznesa, I believe I'm pronouncing that, hopefully you were correct, had to guess at what their share price would be to arrive at its final estimate of a market cap around 10.6 billion. So just barely beating out, of course, CD Projekt Red right now. So yeah, you know, it's definitely competitive in the gaming industry, and it goes to show you cannot mess up at all with the launch of your games anymore. And you know, I'm really curious to see what Techland is working on. In fact, Dying Light Studio Techland is making an open world fantasy action RPG. Its development team includes a number of former CD Projekt Red staff, adding insult to injury right there for sure. Maybe, you know, they wanted greener pastures and a more stable working environment. Who knows? All right, so we have a really important question that the community is definitely asking right now. Check this thread out on the Cyberpunk forums. It goes on to say this right here: will Cyberpunk ever be given a new Game Plus mode? And this comes from Stephen Lamar, who says this: I recently read online that Cyberpunk at some point will be given a new Game Plus mode, and I have over 1,200 hours in this game. Wow. And I'm running out of things to do since I've done every quest, every event on the map, and every side quest. Hell, at this point, I'd give anything just to have an ability to reset all of the scanning events on the map so I can keep playing, because the map is getting where it's dead, and I really don't want to get bored of this game. So yeah, a lot of you guys are wondering this. We have some interesting replies, which I do agree with. It says this: CD Projekt Red did it with The Witcher 3 as free DLC, so I suppose they will do it with Cyberpunk 2, but I suspect that will be among the last DLCs released. Nothing sure, and anyway, you just need to be patient. Smiley face. Now, if there's a new Game Plus mode, I'm confident, or at least I hope, it will be better than the two absolutely useless new Game Plus they tried recently right there. So yeah, hopefully that is the case, of course. But what has CD Projekt Red actually said officially? Let's take a look at that right now through this article. It says Cyberpunk New Game Plus mode is in the works. Here's what we know. Now let's dive into this right now. It goes on to say this right here. It says CD Projekt has publicly teased the idea of Cyberpunk New Game Plus before, and according to a 2019 feature from Polish magazine PSX Extreme, translated on Reddit, of course, the mode was being worked on. This feature is fairly dated at this point, but CD Projekt has never dismissed the possibility of a new Game Plus mode. That said, given the launch troubles that prompted refund offers and a formal apology from the studio, CD Projekt will likely be prioritizing other updates for the next few months. Of course, a lot of this comes from older statements from CD Projekt Red, but it is interesting to note that yes, they were in fact working on a new Game Plus mode before the game even released. Now, what could have happened is they ran out of time. They had to kind of put it in on the table, so to speak, and then they are coming back to it finally now and finishing up New Game Plus mode. So I do expect New Game Plus mode to be a thing. In fact, I do hope that it is a free update to the game. I am crossing my fingers, everyone, that it comes with update 1.6, but I do not want to speculate too much here and overhype such a thing to you guys, because I think that would be inappropriate for sure. But yeah, it's exciting to think that New Game Plus mode will be coming for Cyberpunk, and I definitely, for sure, think that that will be happening, crossing my fingers, within the next year. So that's what I'm going to say right there. We have update 1.6 coming, the expansion, and then maybe during update 1.6 we get New Game Plus, or if that doesn't happen, we get New Game Plus mode after the first expansion. We'll have to wait and see. Now, yeah, let's talk about those romance options. I know a lot of you guys really like that and you want to perhaps expand the romance options in the game. So let's go ahead and take a look at this article right here. It says Cyberpunk mods adds hundreds of new text messages, chat to Judy, a whole lot more with this Cyberpunk mod. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Right here, it is described as the following. It says the phone messages overhaul over on Nexus Mods adds hundreds of new text with various characters, and there's still more to be added further down the line. More than 200 new messages have been added to Cyberpunk, extending the game's romances and adding more quest exclusive content. It even overhauls vanilla text, giving players a totally new experience. I guess it's really good. Furthermore, it says this right here. It says phone messages overhaul is a lore-friendly rework and extension for the phone message system from the game, reads the mod's description. Each character added to the mod will get new conversations, new messages, romance extension if applied, and much, much more. So yeah, go check it out if you want to. Links in the description below, so go get it. And I think you guys know what time it is. It is time to go over your top comments. Remember to leave a comment down below. It could end up in a future video. I love reading your comments. So what was my most recent Cyberpunk video about? It was about this one right here. Update 1.6, CD Projekt responds, new fixer spotted for Pacifica, and much more. So yes, update 1.6 is going to eventually be coming up here. I'm hoping by the end of summer. But guess what you guys had to say about this video? Let's check it out. Goes on to say this right here. We have, I do not know how to say that name. He says, New Game Plus needs to be released with this coming patch. I want to play the game again, but I really don't want to start with a zeroed out character. The most upvoted comment. And guess what the next one is about? Eric says, random encounters, events sound awesome. New Game Plus needs to be a possibility. A lot of you want to see New Game Plus. We have Glenn Bond who says, I'm on the second playthrough, enjoying the game, investing more time in exploring this time. Wish there was more car races. That's one thing that I really am kind of disappointed about, that they didn't have more of those. Also wish there was a shop to upgrade, tweak, and customize my rides. Off-road and street racing would be fun with a gunner turret like Pan Am's truck, excuse me. Yeah, you know, it's a bummer they don't have all that stuff in the game. I was honestly expecting and hoping for this to be in the game, but yeah, it's shocking that they spent so much time developing the game and it didn't make it in. So, I mean, once again, modders can actually make this happen, but you console players deserve to have these features for sure. Furthermore, it says this from Donald C. Stewart, who says, love this game, and it still has so much potential. It just needs the love and attention it deserves to reach it. My personal opinion, even when they begin development on Unreal Engine 5, they should always have a team. You know, a core team working on Cyberpunk 2077, keeping it alive, and also giving all the possible mod tools to the modding community. You know, that's going to be super important as well. Furthermore, we have this one from Chilled 2.0. He says, I recently got back into the game. I've had the game since the beginning, and I've noticed different dialogue with certain characters and more dialogue in different situations. So like you said, they're preparing for something big, hopefully. Praying hands. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it seems like, of course, with this new update and expansion pack 1, hopefully there's an expansion pack 2, but don't hold your breath on that. But it looks like we're going to Pacifica, and they fleshed that out. That would be neat. And also, I hope we get like some sort of mega building that's fleshed out as well, like Judge Dredd. It's always been my dream. We'll have to wait and see. But there it is, everyone. The latest happenings around Cyberpunk 2077. Thank you all so much for watching, and stay tuned for more Cyberpunk and open world gaming goodness. I will see you all next time. Take care.